How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we have your favorite guest of all time.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
Nikki from Nikki's EDC is here today, and we are going to do a huge discussion about knife steels. Zadie, come on. The dogs are out here. It's Kovu's 9th birthday, so we couldn't put them inside. They are sunbathing while we do the video. There's probably going to be some barking. But basically every knife steel that I have in my collection right now, we brought out to the truck bed, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each one. Just talk about knife steel, and yeah, you'll put your input in where needed, correct? Yep. Okay, so what do we have first?
If needed at all.
It's always going to be needed. It's always going to be needed. Also, it's way windier and chillier.
Yep.
Than we thought it was going to be. Yep. That's why we're kind of bundled up here. Okay, let's go.
We're going to go with this one.
What is that?
You just said it.
Yep. What is it?
Went straight in that one.
I gave this to her last night. I finished testing and reviewing it, and because it's red, I gave it to her, and now it's her little fixie. It's the Scrawny Lumberjack Seeker in 4V. Review is up on the channel. Fantastic knife.
It's really cool.
It's very cool. So, it's in 4V blade steel. I have nothing bad to say about 4V. It is a phenomenal steel. It has great edge stability. It has great edge retention. It's just a complete ripper of a little knife, and
it's slicey.
Yeah, it takes a toothy freaking edge. Very, very quick and easy to touch up and to sharpen. I have nothing bad to say about 4V.
I love this. You can see, where is it? It's here, right?
What?
You can see the...
What are we looking at?
Like the...
The booty!
Yeah, the booty.
The ass. What?
Like, you can really see the...
Oh, the weave of the micarta.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Fire Dog Canvas micarta, and you can see the texturing really well on this one.
It's really nice. Let's see if I can
Beautiful.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, that's good. Yep. So that's 4V. It's a fantastic steel. I highly recommend it after my month of testing. I have nothing bad to say about it at all. It's a phenomenal super steel. It really doesn't have any cons in my opinion.
Yes.
Fuller review is up on the channel, one video behind this one. Okay, what's next? In the box of knives, in the box of goodies. Ooh, we're going right into debate zone right here. Can you even get that out?
Oh, that's what she said.
Oh, you did get it.
I
okay.
got it.
Sorry. Okay, so this is the Primitive Bear Knives Hunter's EDC. It is an 80 CRV2 blade steel. This is a steel that I don't really recommend. I have a video talking about this more in depth, but basically, with everything else on the market right now, I don't completely agree with companies or makers using old outdated steels like 80 CRV2 or 52-100 or 1075, 1095. I'm not a big fan of them. I think there are way better options on the market for great prices. The only thing that I can say is that if you're going to use these older steels, I just think the price point has to be correct. So like, later on in this video, we're going to be looking at a knife in 1075 steel, actually. It's only 96 bucks. Like, I'm totally fine with that. If you're going to use a basic steel, a lower tier steel, make sure that the price matches up with what you're offering to the consumer. Otherwise, it's a ripoff. With this particular knife, this is an exception. So this is 80 CRV2 blade steel. Not the biggest fan of the steel in general. However, Alan, whatever he does with his heat treat protocol, the way he grinds the knives, the geometry that he's offering, this exact knife is absolutely incredible. I really enjoy it, and I think this went for like 225 bucks.
Like the workmanship in this is phenomenal.
Yep. So fit and finish is absolutely flawless. It's a great performer. This makes sense to me, but you guys have seen knives going for close to $300 and 80 CRV2 that are way too thick and don't perform. So like, not a fan of offering low tier steels if you're doing a shit job at it. If you're doing it right, I love it. So that one's super debatable. Yeah. Good job. Okay, what do we have next? Ooh, this is a good one. Do you know what this is called?
Nope.
Okay, so this is the Stinger from Levi over at Northern Knife Works. He's the guy that I'm doing my collab with on the Dart, which I will have next week for you guys. This particular Stinger is in S125V blade steel. It is a super steel. extremely good edge retention. People think it's chippy, but just work with geometry on that. This is obviously a very thin and slicey knife, so it's going to cut for literally ever and not need to be touched up. The only thing I can say about it is you have to be a little more careful. If you have a thin ground knife like this, you just have to be aware of edge damage, because if I were to cut through a box and hit a staple pretty hard, the edge could definitely chip, but that's because the geometry is so thin. So it's a knife steel that you have to pay attention to.
Oh yeah, that's really thin.
That's a thin and slicey one. Yeah. This one you have to pay attention to. Basically, it's one of those steels that is more finicky in nature. Beware.
I actually don't like the look of how thin it is, but it fits really nicely.
That fits in your hand very well, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, that's a knife that will just cut forever if you take care of it, but definitely you have to be a little cautious with it, with that steel. Ooh, ah, god dang it! Be careful. Pinhead
it.
Larry! Be careful! Oh dear god. You got it. There we go. Okay.
She's so dramatic.
I am. I'm wicked dramatic, man. Okay.
I'm gonna take a dive in.
Ooh, good choice. This is one that doesn't get talked about a whole bunch.
This is Bark River Knives.
Yes, that is a Bark River. That is the Bark River North Country EDC. This is a beast of a knife that she actually just blinded me in my left eye with the reflection. I can't see. I'm blind. I can't see. Wow. Okay. I'm trying to restore my eyesight here.
Oh my god.
This is CPM 154, not to be confused with 154 CM. They're very different. CPM 154 is superior. I have great experience with it. It has decent edge retention, great edge stability and toughness. I like it. It's not my top pick, but it's mid-tier. Yeah.
This is that color ball shape you were talking about in your other video.
Now hold that. Tell me how comfy that is.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, it's slicey.
Yep.
I mean, they're all slicey, but...
Yeah, no, it's a very comfortable knife. So yeah, CPM 154 is decent. It in my mind is a mid-grade steel. It's kind of just across the board good at everything. It's stain resistant. It's
heavy.
Yeah, that one's thick. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but
Sorry.
I can't rave about it, but I can rave about your mom. Okay, next. We have a lot of blade steels to go through. CPM 154 in conclusion. Great steel. God, what are you doing? No, you put it in backwards. Oh, good lord. Okay, next. Okay, this one
is Smith and... Hey. This one is
you know
Smith
what that
and
is.
Sons.
Yep. What model is that? You have one coming in the mail.
You know, I have a memory like...
The Brave. This is the Smith & Sons Brave. Great little EDC knife.
D2. What's D2?
D2. So D2 is a pretty low tier steel in my opinion. It really depends on how you do it. I've used some really horrible D2 that does not have good edge retention at all. I've also used some pretty decent stuff. I had an old knife from Benchmade in D2 and the edge retention was actually pretty decent. It had decent toughness. This knife in particular is wonderful. The edge retention has been lasting a good period of time. It's not going to be anything fancy, but you know, for an entry level user, it's pretty decent.
Okay, and it goes in this way?
Yes.
I feel like, you know those girls in the boxing ring that hold up the signs?
Yeah.
And they walk around?
That's you.
That's what I feel like right now.
That's you.
I'm just here to show off your shit.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, now we have this one.
Okay, so next up we have a BGM Knives mini spade, double hollow ground in crew wear blade steel. Now this is one I can rave about. Crew wear is one of my favorite steels of all time. Kane, please stop. Like, please just stop crying.
He's a mama's boy.
He is. Crew wear is amazing. It's a very, very good steel. It has fantastic edge retention, fantastic edge stability, great wear resistance, great toughness. It's semi-stainless. It takes a crazy toothy edge and holds it for a good amount of time. Crew wear is in my top 5 blade steels of all time. I love crew wear. There's nothing bad about it. And I've said this before, if every knife company or maker offered crew wear, I would be happy because everyone should be using it. It's a phenomenal steel to work with, super easy to sharpen. I love it.
It also looks like something out of the Flintstones and should go in the same pile as your grandfather's sweater vest.
You had to say that, didn't you?
Yep, sorry.
No response. Onward. Feelings aren't hurt at all.
Is this the same
That's the same thing. But it's a larger version. It's a different steel.
Okay.
So this is the big boy version. This is the BGM Knives full-size spade in 52-100 steel. This is a steel that I don't really recommend. 52-100 is cheap.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's rusted. That's my fault. It's not stainless. It takes a patina. It will hold rust like a motherfucker if you don't take care of it. I'm not impressed with 52-100. There are companies that use it and charge a pretty ridiculous price, in my opinion. There's one company in particular that I won't name, but they make hunting knives and they charge like $200 or over for their hunting knives in 52-100. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. 52-100 should not be like over $130 tops. It just shouldn't. It's a low tier steel. The edge retention is pretty horrible. The only thing it has going for it is decent toughness and like edge stability, but that's it. It's just not impressive to me at all, and it's a waste of my time for the most part. The only reason this works decently well is because John ground it so thin. This is like freaking 4 or 5 thou behind the edge. Paper thin. So it will like cut okay for a decent amount of time, but that's because of the geometry. I'm just not impressed with that steel, really. Next.
You done?
Yep. Next. Okay, so this one is another favorite. This is the Goat Head Knives Trapper in Nitro V.
I can't even get it out because of this ridiculous clip.
Yes, you can. What do you, whoa, what do you do? You just pull it out.
That's what she said.
You just pull it out. Nitro V, fabulous steel. Would love to see this in more knives. I would love to see more people and companies offering it for a budget price. It's an amazing steel. If you have it at like 62 HRC or over, yeah, that's a good one. 62 HRC or over, it has fantastic edge retention, insane edge stability and toughness.
Some good jimping there.
Crazy easy to sharpen. That is wicked nice jimping. I think it's called crowned jimping.
Oh, okay. It's thin.
Yeah. Nitro V is one of my favorite steels. It's very comparable to like AEBL for me. I think it's a fantastic EDC steel. Great for beginners too, because I'm not kidding. You can dull the shit out of it and literally within 5 minutes get it back to like hair popping sharp with not really expensive like sharpening supplies. It's just crazy easy to work with. I love it. Ooh, here's the knife I was talking about earlier. This is the LT Wright Knives Packer in 1075 carbon steel. Not a steel I recommend. It's outdated. It's a simple steel. It's a low tier steel. However, if you're going to offer it at a price point that coincides with the way the steel works, I am totally fine with it. So this is 1075, ground extremely thin, which makes it way more beneficial to us as consumers. $96 with the sheath, and it's all made in the USA. The sheath is from JRE Industries. It's a fantastic little knife. You have to touch it up very often because the steel does not hold an edge very well at all. However, like I said, it's under $100 and it's USA made, custom quality fit and finish, extremely thin and slicey. It's a beautiful beater knife. Oh, Kane's got the zoomies. Oh God. Oh no. So if you offer it at a low price that, like I said, matches up with how low tier the steel is, it's great. Great for beginners. Easy to sharpen, easy to touch up.
This is nice.
That's a freaking expensive one.
Of course it is. That's why I like it.
Ooh, it's expensive. That's an Adventure Sworn Mountaineer in 3V blade steel.
Ooh.
Check that out.
That's the shape of that.
So this is the knife model that Joe Robinette from Alone used. It's one of his favorite configurations, companies, all that. Adventure Sworn, fabulous company. 3V is an incredible steel. I love it. I think it has a great kind of balance of all of the qualities we're looking for in a good knife. You can really play around with geometry to achieve either better edge retention or improved toughness and edge stability. And it's just all around a really amazing steel. It's not stainless, so you have to be aware of that, but definitely a wonderful steel to work with. That's Scandi ground.
That's what?
Scandi ground.
I don't know what that means.
The edge bevel.
Oh, okay.
You like that one?
Really nice, yeah.
I've had that for many, many years.
She fancy.
She fancy. Yeah, she's expensive too.
She fancy.
Ooh, expensive.
Did it come with this?
It did. Yep. It sure did. I've had that for so long. Oh man, we're at 15 minutes. We gotta buzz through these. Okay, 1095. Let's talk about 1095 here. This is a wicked controversial one. This is the Essie CR 2.5 and 1095 blade steel. Not a big fan of 1095. Again, I think it's outdated. Out of all of the lower tier steels, I guess out of all of them, I would choose 1095 to be the most efficient. Right up there with A1 or A2. I think those are the best ones out of all of them. It's, I don't know, if you make these knives and make them cheap, go for it. Just heat treat them higher, guys. You find 1095, it's 57 to 59 HRC. That doesn't do anything for us. The steel needs to be heat treated at like 60, 62 to be efficient at all. End of story with 1095. M390. This is the Duckhead Forge Flit. This is an M390. I don't have a ton of experience with this steel. This is actually my first knife in this steel, but composition-wise, it has a great balance of everything. If it's done properly, it's not chippy and it has really good edge retention. Not too much to say about it. Like I said, I just haven't had a ton of experience with it, but so far this particular knife is wonderful.
Would you use this for like game and stuff?
Yes, that's a bird and trout knife.
I was gonna say, because I remember from my dad, when he would cut trout,
yep,
he had a knife like this.
Yes,
this
thin and slicey and slim. Heck yes.
That doesn't feel right. Okay.
All right, this is A2. A2 tool steel. This is the LT Wright Frontier Valley. Not a big fan of this steel if it's done wrong, which, I don't know, some people just heat treat it too low. I believe LT Wright does 57 to 59. I really wish they would bump it up a little bit. However, this one has pretty thin geometry, so it performs better. Custom makers tend to do a way better job with it. Other than LT Wright, like LT Wright does a pretty good job with their stuff. It's kind of one of those steels where it's lower tier. It can be good if you heat treat it high. Otherwise, sometimes it's just not. It can't roll with the punches anymore. Ooh, Magna Cut. This is one of you guys' favorites. Steve Kalari Custom Knives, Steadfast EDC and Magna Cut. Oh, Kane's trying to undo the lock on the gate. He's funny. Magna Cut is one of my favorite knives, or favorite steels of all time. You guys know that. I have had wonderful experiences with Magna Cut. Rocky start, but after that we did really well, and ever since I've had a great time with it. I do think it needs to be treated above 62 HRC. Otherwise, you're not getting the full qualities out of it, but it's stainless, has great edge retention. It's tough, great edge stability, great wear resistance, super easy to sharpen. I highly suggest Magna Cut to anybody getting into knives.
This thing is a freaking piece of art.
It is.
It's...
Our boy just escaped. Get back in there. Kane, come on. Kane, get back in there, please. He literally just weaseled right through the gate. What do we have next? one. Oh, shit. What is that called?
This is called the Bake Apple.
Heck yes, it is.
Not the Apple Bake.
Kane, stop, buddy. Okay, this is the Kyle Noseworthy Bake Apple in 01 tool steel. He is a fantastic maker in Canada. I was going to say Canada. Canada. What are we even talking about? Canada. Newfoundland, Canada. Jeez. I don't like 01. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I think it's just completely outdated. It has nothing to contribute to the knife world at this point. Kyle does a good job on it for sure. I know why he uses it, and again, if you keep the price point low, totally fine with it, but don't be charging, you know, eccentric price. What is that word I'm looking for? Eccentric prices?
Excessive?
Excessive prices?
Not eccentric. No.
What does that mean? That's like kind of out there, right? Kind of exotic. Kane. This is, you know, this is how my videos used to be. They were freaking chaotic. They were absolutely ridiculous. No, exponential.
Okay.
That's the word I'm looking for. Don't charge ridiculous prices for O1 because it's not worth it for anybody. But if you do it at a good price, sure, I guess. Oh, now they're both there. Dear God. Okay, 20 minutes in. I'm messing up my words. We gotta fly through this. We're getting silly. You love this one. This is the TRM Knives Neutron 2 and 20 CV. I actually really like 20 CV. I think it's a great steel. It has good edge retention. It has pretty good, you know, edge stability, toughness, all that stuff. I actually really like 20 CV. I think some people do it better than others, so beware, but TRM does a fabulous job on theirs. Not really too much to say about it. This is the...
I can't do it because of my nails.
You know what knife that is, though.
Is this the Para or the Sage?
That's a Para 3.
Para 3.
Yep.
Okay, and then you have, these are from Rip's Garage Tech,
yes,
right?
the skins. This one is decked out with the Rip's Garage Tech skins. Yeah, so Spyderco Pair 3 S45 VN blade steel. I love S45 VN. The only con about it for me is that it tends to glass out. It is highly important that when you use S45 VN, you really only take it up to 600 diamond stone and then leave it at that. What happens is because the grain refinement is so intense on the steel, if you take it to a high polish, generally speaking, it will glass out, so the knife will not be toothy. It's just such a fine, it's such a fine steel. But if you leave it at 600 like this, I mean, this is toothy as heck, and it will hold an edge for a while. Just leave it with a working edge, and it will give you the best qualities. What's that?
This is the Benchmade Bugout.
Yes, it is.
See, I know the names of the flippy ones.
Yep. What steel is that?
This is S30V.
You've used S30V. What do you think about it?
I like it.
I like it too. I like S30V. Definitely kind of outdated now. Obviously not as outdated as some other steels, but I actually wicked like S30V. It has all of the aspects that you're looking for in an EDC knife. I will say Magna Cut has everything that S30V has plus more and is easier to sharpen, but S30V is totally awesome. It holds an edge for a good period of time too. It can be chippy if it's got like a burnt edge though, just a heads up.
This is an Emerson knife.
Yep.
I don't know which one it is though.
My favorite of all time, the best hard use knife ever, Emerson Mini A100 in 154 cm blade steel. So this is completely different than the Bark River earlier with CPM 154. I cannot stand 154 cm. It is useless. It glasses out way too easily. Horrible edge retention. The only thing it has going for it is edge stability and toughness, but we already have that in other knives. I don't understand why people use 154 cm. It is so annoying. It drives me nuts.
This is a big one.
That's what she says. Yeah, stop using 154 cm, please, for the love of God. Especially when it's only at 57 to 59 HRC. Like, it's so frustrating. Please use something better. Okay. Ooh, the Native 5 Lightweight in Rex 45 blade steel. Another one of my favorite steels of all times. All time. I can't even talk anymore. You should be saying all this stuff.
Yeah, well.
Rex 45 is amazing. It takes a great patina, incredible edge retention. This thing will cut forever without being touched up. It has, honestly, really great toughness and edge stability. It's just amazing. I cannot speak highly enough about Rex 45. It's incredible.
I still don't like this handle.
You don't like the plastic?
No, they're not comfortable.
We only have 2 left.
They all look the same.
Maxim. It's motherfucking Maxim. It's blinding me. Maxim. Oh, guys, this is such a love-hate relationship, right? The good thing about Maxim is that the edge retention literally will outlive you. The bad news is you got to be so careful because it's chippy as all hell if you do it wrong, essentially. You have to be careful using Maxim. If you have the wrong edge profile, you can chip it for sure, and it takes a long time to sharpen because it's so hard. But if you're aware of using your knife, if you are careful, Maxim will last forever without being touched up because the hardness is so out of this world. Also takes a very unique patina. It's a very matte, dusty finish, and I really like it. So as long as you're careful with it, I highly recommend Maxim. And the last one...
Oh, no, I know this one. I can do this one.
No, but what's crazy is we saved the best for last, unintentional.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah.
See?
Okay, so what is it?
My choosing. This is the Spyderco Delica 4, and it's in K390.
K390. The best steel on the market right now. I don't care what anybody says. I have been saying this forever, and everyone's copying me, which I love. K390 is the best. It has all of the qualities you're looking for. It has the patina factor. It's so insane with the edge retention. You just don't have to touch it. And the cool thing is, it's way tougher and has way better edge stability than a lot of the other steels. High hardness, it still does incredibly well. K390 is something everyone should have. It's my most recommended steel. I will not budge on that. It's the best option out there. There's nothing else that compares. The K390 is the king of all time. So with that being said, I hope that you guys learned a thing or two from this. Thank you for watching. Let me know down below what you think of all the steels that we went over in this video, what your favorite is. Let's talk about blade steels, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. We will see you on the next video. We love you so much, fam. Take care.